This is the Hey Ed YouTube channel, and I am your host, moderator, and all-around nice guy, Edward Anderson. Okay, so before we get started, I am not a financial advisor. Any financial decisions you make are completely up to you. Okay, all right. So there is the disclaimer. Having said that, I do have an opinion, and I do have a little bit of background in this stuff that we're going to talk about today. Normally, I don't like to talk about the economy in a YouTube channel because it can quickly become dated, okay? But we have something going on here that I really want to highlight for you guys so you're all aware of it. You have to know what's going on right now. And I want to give you a snapshot of the economy and what you must know and how you can prepare for what I think is coming. So let's get to it. I bought my first house in 1987 in Huntington Station, Long Island, okay, and New York. And I paid $115,000 for it. And the interest rate on my mortgage was 14%. Now, we have a generation out there who have not seen that kind of interest rate, that kind of inflation. They've grown up in good times, right? They haven't seen double-digit interest rates for a long time. We have millennials out there who are buying houses at 3% mortgage rates, okay? It's almost free money. And they're thinking, oh, thank God I got in when it's only 3%. Well, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, so I'm not going to get into everything that's going on in the economy right now because I don't want to be here all day, but let's cut to the chase, okay? Back in June, when inflation started to pop up, we had the Federal Reserve and the administration in the White House coming out saying, don't worry about it, it's only temporary. They actually had the brass to say that inflation was temporary, all right? Well, now we got a big oops going on, okay? All of a sudden now you have the chief economic advisor to the president saying, oh, you know what? Inflation might be around until the middle of 2022. Okay, and you have the Federal Reserve right now increasing their inflation forecast to 4.1% from 3.4%. You have the National Association of Business Economists raising their fourth quarter inflation estimate to 5.1% from, I think it's at 2.8%. So that's pretty substantial. Well, what's going on? Now all of a sudden, gas prices have doubled. A lot of people are feeling the inflation. So even though the powers that be are telling you that there's nothing to see here, people are feeling it every day. They're paying more for gas. They're paying more for milk. They're paying more for everything. Right, and there are actual shortages happening that are not really being talked about. It's a small indication, but a real world one is when I go to the gas station every morning to get my coffee. For the past 6 weeks, there hasn't been any creamer. Well, there's a creamer shortage. And there's a news report out this morning that there's more than 500,000 shipping containers sitting off of the coast of Long Beach in California, waiting to be unloaded, and they're not being unloaded because of the citing COVID or whatever. So we're having shortages out there, and we have inflation out there. Okay, and what does this mean if interest rates were to suddenly go up? Because one of the reasons why the stock market and the economy in general has been propped up is because the Federal Reserve has been artificially keeping interest rates down. They don't want to let the free market decide where interest rates should be like it should, okay? So, and they think that they're doing us all a favor, when in fact they're just making the problem worse because now they're out of bullets. The Federal Reserve's primary job is to fight inflation, all right? And the best tool for that is by setting interest rates accordingly. If you want to fight inflation, you raise interest rates. Okay, if you want to spur growth, you lower interest rates. Well, they've been spurring growth now for a long time. I mean, how much lower can the Federal Reserve get? Can interest rates get? I mean, if you look at your savings account at your bank and you're getting 0.5%, if you're getting 1%, you're lucky. Okay, that interest rates have been low for a long, long time. Well, personally, look, with the way they're printing money nowadays, that does have an effect. And now Congress is trying to spend another $3.5 trillion. You have our Federal Reserve chairman saying things like, she thinks we should get rid of the debt ceiling. I mean, what the heck? We should be free to spend whatever we want, right? That's what she wants to do. Raise it. Yeah, that'll solve the problem. Just raise the debt ceiling. Yeah, no big deal. We can always print more money. Well, this has a real effect on the value of the dollar and everything else. And remember, dollar bills, if you look in your dollar bill, you'll see it printed on there that it's a Federal Reserve note. Okay, that means it's a debt instrument. Okay, and what is it backed by? It's backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government, which means it's backed by taxes. That's what it's backed by. That's it. Now, in order for the Federal Reserve, if the Federal Reserve wants to reduce the supply of dollars, what they do is they raise interest rates. So people put money back into the bank, and the Federal Reserve takes those dollars and they burn them, right? And that's how they reduce the dollar supply out there. Well, they're nowhere near that, and the more money they print, the more money eventually they're going to have to burn. And in order to do that, they're going to raise rates. So whereas we have a generation of people right now who have not seen double-digit interest rates, they might be in for a little bit of a shock. All of us might be in for a little bit of a shock. Personally, I think the net result of this could very well be going back to double-digit interest rates. But next time around, I don't think the double digits will start with the number 1. It could start with the number 2, maybe even the number 3. If you think it can't happen, well, check back with me in a year or 2 from now, and let's see what's happening. All right. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, no big deal. I got my house. I got my 3% mortgage, so I'm good. Well, here's the problem with that. Yeah, so yeah, you might have locked in that low interest rate. Good for you. God bless you. But I promise you, you didn't get that house cheap. Real estate prices have gone insane the past couple of years, and you all know what I'm talking about. Well, that $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 mortgage that you took out at 3%, okay, yeah, that's good for you. But as interest rates go up, the value of real estate is going to go down. It's all about the scarcity, right? There's value in scarcity. Well, when people can't afford their mortgages anymore because interest rates are going up now, and they're getting to the high single digits, maybe even the double digits. Now, all of a sudden, they cannot afford to buy your house. So your house that you bought for $600,000 with a $500,000 mortgage, guess what? That house, if you to sell it then, is not worth that $600,000 anymore. Okay, it's been cut in half. So your assets are going to be severely hurt. Now, I could go on quite a bit more about this. I mean, I would love to talk about this new comptroller of the currency that they want to put in charge. The comptroller of the currency, real quick, she was born and educated in Soviet Russia. She went to Moscow University on a Lenin scholarship. And right now she's a law professor at Cornell University. And she is on record of saying that she thought the private banks should be abolished. She thinks everything should be run through the government. Okay, so that sounds a little bit like Soviet stuff. All right, she wants the government to be in charge of all banks. So your local bank, it won't be a local bank anymore. It'll just be a branch of the federal bank. And she wants the government to set wage prices. They want to control how much you can be allowed to earn at your job. That's the woman that they want to put in charge. Now, I don't know whether she will be confirmed or not, but these are the people This is the ideology at play here, and these are the forces that's dictating our financial future. You got to get ready. We also have a Federal Reserve chairman who wants to force the banks to report anybody who has more than $600 worth of transactions during the course of the year. Why even bother with $600? I mean, why not just say everyone? Okay, so the Federal Reserve, the IRS, they want to know everything you're spending your money on, everything. They want to track everything you do. This is what we're heading for. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. I'm a realist. But this is where we're at right now. You have to start getting prepared. And so 2 things you really want to start getting educated on: cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. Now, on my channel, I try to take complex issues and reduce them down to simple forms for mass consumption. I want to educate you to help you out in any number of areas, mostly related to finances and reclaiming your own future. I mean, listen, I know it might sound like a cliche, but people want to get control of their lives back. And we're in a moment in time here, I feel, that we can tip one way or the other. And right now it feels like our freedoms are being taken from us little by little, piecemeal by piecemeal, every day. All the things that are going on. And you need to find a way to preserve and maybe reclaim some of your personal freedoms. And the best thing you can do right now is start getting educated about cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. So I'm going to be talking more and more in my videos about cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. And I'll be teaching you in a very simple way how to not just learn about them, how to take advantage of them, and how you can secure your personal freedoms and your financial independence by doing that. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep it lighthearted and educational, but there are some big things coming, and you can take advantage of it. You don't have to be a victim. Okay, you can take control, and do not be lazy about this. You got to wake up. Okay, because if you don't, pretty soon you're going to be wondering what the hell happened. All right, so please pay attention to what's going on. Please start watching my channel, get the word out about my channel, because I'm going to be showing you ways to take back control. All right, don't be a subject anymore. This is supposed to be, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Yeah, I am a proud American, at least so far. We'll see what happens coming up. Yes, I'm a patriot, and I want to fight back a little bit, but this isn't just an American issue. This is a worldwide issue. This is about personal freedoms. This is about taking control. You should be in control of your own destiny. Don't let other forces take control of your destiny. Start learning these things. I'm going to be teaching you in a very simple way about cryptocurrencies, about the crypto market in general, and about the blockchain. You have to know these things. And I'll show you how you can not just survive in this new world order, I hate that phrase, but under these new circumstances, but actually how to thrive, how to take advantage of it. Join the revolution. I'm gonna have to think of a clever name for a theme for the channel. But seriously, guys, what's going on right now? I see a lot of warning signs out there, and I hope that you're paying attention. And I hope that you start watching my channel more and more, where we were talking about issues that'll help you take control. And my Facebook group, the Minnesota Side Hustle, is not just about 1 or 2 topics. Okay, we're going to talk about this theme in general. So please, if you haven't already signed up, go to Facebook, do a search for Minnesota Side Hustle, and join the group. You don't have to be in Minnesota. You don't even have to be in America. This is an international effort. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now. Start watching for videos about cryptos and about the blockchain and about personal ways to take control of your life in general. Okay, Edward Anderson signing out.